Good morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut with Mike Kelly, Real Estate Jerky Daily, and it's a Friday.
Yay!
And you know what's happening today?
No.
Okay. Just asking.
PCE.
Well, that's what came out.
Yeah.
But they're signing the rare earth minerals deal with Ukraine. And did you know that Russia now says, hey, by the way, we'll sell you our
Rare earth minerals.
Yes, we don't want just to be left out in the cold.
Yeah.
But
it is cold here.
All right. Why don't you do your numbers first?
Oh,
since they're the most.
Look at this. Watch. Here we go.
This is California.
There's California. There it is. Okay, bye.
It's not so bad. 520 a day.
Yeah, 527 pending sales, 393 closed sales per day.
That's low, but that's
only for a week.
That's 706.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Not bad at all. Only a week. 706 listings. Pretty good. I don't think we've seen numbers. Well, yeah, we did that one week in latter part of the year. These numbers are down.
A little bit.
Fewer realtors are working, I think. So there are fewer realtors doing the sales.
But everybody thinks it's going to be up again.
It's going to be up. I still think that too. I really do. I think
eventually, yes.
This next quarter we move into, things are going to really start happening.
Is that your prediction?
That's my prediction. I'm going to stick with it. And anybody out there in La La Land is entitled to it,
whether they want to hear it or
whether
not.
they want to hear it or not. That's what my grandpa used to say. Hey, it's my opinion, and you're entitled to it.
They were just saving in the education department $881 million. Only.
Yeah, only.
Yeah. There's so much going on.
There's so much gruff.
Yeah. All right.
So gruff or gruff?
I don't know. Yeah. Mick Gruff was the
detective doc.
The doc. Yeah. All right. So we had PCE come out today.
Okay.
Came in as expected. Well, I go through all the numbers when it comes in as expected.
Well,
shelter.
But what does that mean for us?
That means that that means that we're up 11 basis points on the rates.
Yeah.
Better rates, so lower rates, right? 10 years sitting at 4.23. As I've been saying, it's slowly keep going down and down and down, and so we're about 60 some basis points off of where we were back in September.
Wow.
It sounds like a lot, but we were over 100 before, a while back. We're up to 480 a while back. So we're 60 basis points below where we were at our highest recently.
Yeah, we making tiny steps forward.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's how it's going to keep doing. Saving money. Rare earth mineral deals with Ukraine, and then Russia is going to come in there and say, we want to do it. And all these other, UK countries are like, oh, we'll do the same tariffs as you. Yes, that's right. We'll do that. No problem. It's all going to be good once it's over. All right. Breaking down if you look at the PCE, what came out, the most important thing is shelter costs are still the major driver of inflation. If you remember, shelter cost is rentals.
Right.
It used to be actual properties, but that was just too expensive. So they took that out back in the 90s. I think it was
too hard to compute.
Well, no, it would just show the inflation is even higher than it is. That's why they took it out a long time ago.
Gotcha.
If you look year over year, we are plus 4.5%, which was down from 4.7%. So what this means, housing costs are cooling a little bit. There's not everybody fighting for, rentals unless you're in LA.
This is nationwide on our side?
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. Everything I'm talking about is nationwide, never just local, because they don't break out the numbers locally.
No.
Consumer income, spending, and savings, that was in this thing. Incomes are up 0.9, but that was above the estimates of 0.4, driven by a 39% surge in farmers' income. So that's kind of, skewed. How many farmers are there?
Well, let me count.
Locally, a lot.
Yeah.
But overall, you know what I mean? Consumer spending's down 0.2%. Savings rate jumped from 3.5% to 4.6%. This is skewed. Wealthier communities are saving more, while lower income households are struggling. Shocking.
Yeah.
Auto loan delinquency 60 days plus rose 7% last month.
Oh, that's good.
Credit card serious delinquencies are climbing, with total credit card debt at a record $1.2 trillion.
Don't you think most of those people are just going to walk away from their debt?
Yeah, they'll work something out with them.
They'll do
minimum payment borrowers hit all-time highs. Households are struggling to keep up with debt payments. Overall, this is going to slow the economy. It's weakening, pushing inflation down, leading to lower rates.
Boy, Trump's just not doing his job, is he?
Well, it's his fault. He's been in there for a little over a month. So, he's done so many other things, but you can't get these rates down and you can't get these inflation numbers down. I'm just kidding.
I swear, if he couldn't do that in 38 days.
It took Biden, all of 1 year to have that interest rates go up 5%. So give him a year.
I don't think it even took him a year.
It was a whole year.
Was it whole year?
To get 5% higher. Yes.
Okay, 5%.
Yeah, 5%. Not 1%, 2%, but 5% higher.
Yeah.
All right. So Barry Habib had his little talk at the Housing Wire dealer, or one of the things that just came out.
Okay.
And he said, expect end of year rates to be in the low 6 range.
Okay.
Home price appreciation is forecast at 4 to 4.5%, still below historical norms, but still positive. The 10-year is expected at the end to be between 3.6 and 3.8.
Yeah.
Inflation, PCE expected to fall to 2.6, aiding in the case for Federal Reserve rate cuts.
Okay.
Unemployment rate is supposed to rise from 4.4 to 4.5, surging. Demographic trends, 19 million new households expected in the next decade. Gen Xers will drive homeownership growth as baby boomers downsize. Housing supply remains tight as only 1.37 million homes are built annually, while we need 1.9 million, which we've been saying forever. I should say I've been saying forever.
Right.
Yeah. So there's we just don't build enough houses still. I mean, and multifamily and everything else. Even though builders have inventory, people just aren't buying them, and we still need households.
They're still struggling.
We still need the places. Matt Ishaba, I can't even say his name. He's the guy he owns the UWM. He was at the event and he talked about he's praising the Trump administration's new leadership at the FHFA, HUD, CFPB, which will help the mortgage industry.
Good.
Yeah. Their earnings call brokers will benefit under their new administration policies, expected to reduce costs, regulatory burdens. All that stuff is all positive for brokers, which overall would be positive for all loan officers.
So what he's saying is you actually have leaders in those positions again.
Right. In those, and cutting costs and cutting all the stuff instead of just inflating the costs. Exactly. Yeah. That's the biggest problem. How Florida housing market becomes a buyer's market. I was talking to one of our clients yesterday because he's buying rent, Airbnbs all over right now.
And he's in Florida now?
No, he was like, you'd like to buy one in Florida. And I told him, well, the biggest issue there is all the condos on the market because everything's going on. For sale inventory, and this is here, for sale inventory in Florida surged 22.7% year over year, reaching 172,209 homes, the highest since. This is Redfin's been tracking in 2002.
Okay.
Active listings rose 19.4% to 212,437 homes, making Florida one of the few true buyers markets in the U.S. So active listings at 212,437. We only have 650,000 listings nationwide.
Yeah, so there's a third of them in Florida.
I've been saying 133 of that was condos, and now they're saying 212 of it is actual inventory in Florida.
And you heard what DeSantis is doing.
He's trying to get rid of the
property tax.
Yeah, and why? Because they can't afford the insurance.
Exactly.
So they let's get rid of that. Why is inventory so high? More new construction. They had a lot of new construction. High insurance costs after Hurricane Milton. Rising HOA fees forcing condo owners to sell due to post-Surfside safety regulations. Biggest inventory gains by market. I don't know how to say this name, but it's Palatka. Palatka is up 34.3%. Wauchula is up 32. Naples is up 28. That was easy for me.
Wauchula.
Fort Lauderdale up 27%. Orlando up 24%.
Wow.
Miami's up 23%. Markets with record listings: Cape Coral, Sarasota, Osceola, Port St. Lucie, and the Villages. Key takeaway: go buy in Florida.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, today would be the way to get a really cheap house and understand that your insurance is going to be high until all this stuff works out and somebody comes along with an insurance policy, maybe from the government or somewhere else.
But if you're able to get a pretty good price, offset some of the insurance, maybe you'll still be fairly positive on your Airbnb.
Well, I mean, with that much inventory, I mean, that's a third of all the inventory nationwide is in Florida right now. And we're bigger than Florida and California.
Were you in Modesto doing loans back when the builders inventory was huge?
I mean, 2005,
like
2003,
2.
I came in town in 2002.
Okay,
May of 2002.
Do you remember builders offering a car in the garage?
That was in 2005.
Okay,
yeah. So that was at the top of the market where they were like, okay, we will sell you this house and we'll include a car so that you can get around. But I have a freaking car.
Yeah. Well, now you have a new one.
Yeah.
So you can get rid of your Chevy Blazer.
Yeah. I don't know if they thought that was an incentive. The problem back then, as we know, it was the bonds, the rating agency, and the fact that people were buying 2 and 3 homes and then going to turn around and flip them because they had really low rates on them so they could rent them worst case. But then the whole market dropped because of those stupid loan programs. And it wasn't the brokers. It wasn't.
I understand completely.
I'm just saying, because they blamed the brokers, but the brokers didn't come up with the programs. And actually, most of those programs were sold by the companies who are no longer here.
Yeah.
Not World Savings, because that was a great loan for business owners only.
WAMU
sold it to everybody. Countrywide
was huge. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they had all those secret deals with all the politicians. We'll give you a loan for 1%.
Well, and the other person they blamed, the appraiser. How far from that was the appraiser?
I don't know.
That just blew me away.
Well, the problem was they were blaming us, trying to tell the appraiser how to bring in the value, right?
Oh.
And then they found out later, WAMU was they told them they had to. See, World Savings told most of the people bringing in 20% under.
Yeah.
And I think U.S. Bank did the same thing just to protect themselves. You know, they told appraisers, don't bring it in at high, bring it in low.
Yeah.
And that's even wrong.
Bring it in value.
Exactly.
What's the value? There it is.
People want to know when they write an offer and it comes in, did it come in higher? It doesn't matter, because the moment you close on that house, it's worth what you bought it for.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's like if you pay for someone's property more than you think it's worth, the moment it closes, guess what? It's worth that now.
That be the fact, Jack.
All right. Those are what I had for today. I hope it was some good information.
It actually was good information.
So, yeah, I'm going to talk to Mr. C-Man and tell him to. So if you got a referral place in Florida, you might want to talk to him.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Because the one.
What if I refer another real estate agent?
That's what I mean.
That's what I mean. A realtor who's going to go over there and buy.
Oh, you can do that too.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, everybody, make it a great day. Thanks for being here. And we will talk to you tomorrow. We'll be on the radio. We'll be talking about other real estate stuff. And then we'll be back on Monday in person.
We appreciate you. We'll have new news on Monday.
Or old news, depending on how you look at it.
Or a repeat. Buy a house now.
That's right.
Save
all right.
some dollars. Bye.
Make it a great day. Be careful out there. It's supposed to be raining on Sunday and snowing in the mountains.
That's why we're not going camping.
Are you?
Peace out. No, we're not.